and gentlemen, we have just landed at Patimura Airport. Welcome to alot. Please remain seated until we have reached our final boarding position and the fasten seatbelt sign is up. For this parking, please make sure to change all your...
I think for any travel video, time-lapse is always very important. But this Instant 360 time-lapse is just so amazing because you could just take a time-lapse and then from there in the post-production you can choose the angle that you want to show. It's just super amazing. I mean, the clarity they have and the easy of use, the angle that you want to choose from there is just super amazing. Love it. So this trip we are here to shoot some hammerhead sharks and whatnot in the sea, and coming back here is just amazing because after 2 years of lockdown, this is our first trip on the liveaboard for a month, so it's just super excited. Almost every trip I will have some new toys. So this trip I have a new Instant 360 X2 with the housing and also the X3 with the housing. So how do I feel about the camera? Well, in the initial footage when I doing the editing, the app itself was not updated, so that's why the color was too blue when I was down at 25 to 35 meters, and everything seems very blue. There's no way you can adjust it because I use the Instant 360's app, and then they do not have this filter for underwater yet until 1 week later after my dive, they came out with the updated app which has a better color corrections. It seems to be better, so some of the footage now that you see is being color corrected by that, but still it's not 100% perfect. Well, this is shot at about 30 meters, and while in the deep, I think all cameras cannot perform so well. But of course, if you use DSLR, then it's different lah. But the whole setup will be like, $6,000 versus bloody 360 only $699 plus the housing only $139. We can't fight on that area, but for what it is, and of course the value that you pay for, it's good enough. And for people who don't want to have a big setup, just want to have a stick and just stick it out there, and it could take 360-degree angle and not afraid of missing a shot. This is very good, I would say. So some ask, can take micro shot or not? This is a wide angle lens, so not so good for macro. In fact, macro you can't see shit at all. Well, this shot was done by X2. It's pretty perfect for something like that, but you have to be careful of doing that stunt. Because some people say that the 360 is waterproof underwater for 8 meters, and if you put in the housing, even water leaks in, it will not flood. Actually, it is not true. Actually, on this trip, one of my X3 inside the housing went in for 2 dives. On the 3rd dive, it came up and water floods in, and somehow even the camera is supposed to be 8 meters. As you can see, the water is there. It's not flooded fully, but then the camera itself, even the battery compartment, is also flooded. So it flooded the whole camera. So I think there is some defect on the X3 housing itself. The door or something, the seal or whatever has some malfunction or defect in some area, because the camera is totally new, the housing is totally new, So something like that it happens is which is very sad. So if you are bringing it underwater, please be mindful. This can happen. What I really like about this Instant 360 is this. This is a dive at about 25 meters. All of a sudden we saw a bunch of GT shooting up to the surface. We thought what happened. Actually, the GT was hunting, and they were hunting for our bubbles. They thought it was some bait or something, and ended up they eating air, and then they thought nothing, and then they came down and checked us out, and look at the rain of GTs. My God, we never will miss a shot. This is a macro shot. There's a fish following. You can't take shit at all. Well, this shot is really hard to do if you're on other camera, but the Instant 360 makes it so simple. You can just stick it into a hole, and you can take your own from the hole. The perspective is totally different, and also you can turn the angle around, which is super excellent for it. My opinion on the Instant 360 X2 and X3 are super good actually, because you will never miss a shot. Like I say, like for example, we were chasing this turtle, and this marlin shows up from the behind. Even our friend did not know that the marlin was there until we finished the dive. Someone said, "Hey, there was a marlin." You know, turn around, and one of the guy who's on a GoPro, he said, "Oh, I missed the shot, but the guy with the Instant 360. He said, "Oh, let me see view," and then yeah, we got the shot. But the only thing is that the housing is the base is too thick, you know, so you still can see the housing there, which is something which is a setback. But I hope that they can do something later on to that. This was taken at about 5 meters. It was a sunny day, as you can see, but for some reason the water, the thing shows up to be greeny, and you know, the color wasn't popped. So hopefully they can color correct the thing even better from 5 meters to 25 meters. Well, should you add video light? Yes, underwater video light is very important. Like this shot, it has a video light, it looks very different. Without video light, everything looks very dull. So, good advice is buy a good video light and stick it in the sticks, and yeah, you get a very good footage. For the X3, I tested full recording non-stop for almost 7 minutes, and after that the housing itself just fogged up a little bit. So X3, because of the screen, I think it fogs up a little bit more because of the heat they generates. X2, I don't have that issue. So this is all based on my true experience on a dive trip did in 2022 in November in Banda Sea. So camera use Instant 360 X2 and Instant 360 X3. And this is not a sponsored video by any of these Instant 360. It is from my own experience and for your own knowledge if you're thinking of buying one. And hope you like this video and give me a like or share the video. Thank you so much and see you again soon. Bye.